NathanIvy.com. Mr. Ivy know the show must go on. And far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised arms, closed fists, yeah, too strong. Team NI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real, jumping like hopscotch. Nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlative, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? Jono be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of Drippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati red tag. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. It is a beautiful, an absolutely beautiful Wednesday morning in the Drag Queen City. Welcome back. Nate Ivy in the air chair, NathanIvy.com, Sin Digital Media, a new urban voice in the city of Cincinnati. Find us on Facebook. Check out our podcast, Amplifying Black Voices in the 513 and beyond. And good morning to you. Don't forget, your Ohio Kings still have home games left. You've not seen an Ohio Kings game. Don't miss the opportunity this season. I think this is historic. I think this is the beginning of something very, very special here in the city of Cincinnati. And who knows, you might win $10,000. Yeah, when I was there as the first ever, I'm very proud of this, by the way, the first ever guest PA, that's public announcing play-by-play by the Ohio Kings. That's my Grammys right there. That's my Grammys. And it was great. So basically the way it works is you get a short, I think you get like 30 seconds. You got to hit like a layup, a free throw, a three-pointer, and a half-court shot. And they pick you randomly from the crowd. Again, I mean, this is not the number one reason why you would go see the Kings. You would go see the Kings because you want to see the Kings. You want to see some b-ball. You want to support black business. Right over there, they play their home games over at Cincinnati State. But while you're there, if you can pick up 10 stacks, why not? Why not? So there was a white female, I don't remember her name. She was chosen from the crowd randomly. She hit the layup quick. She hit the free throw quick. Stepped to the three-point line. I mean, just get the J together, man. You should be working on your J anyway. You know what I'm saying? You should be working on your J anyway. You're never too young, never too old to have a wet jumper. But your Ohio Kings, and I'm going to drop a link inside the Chop Shop to their Facebook page, and you can check it out for yourself. Stay connected with the Kings. With the Kangs. Down with the Kangs. Yeah, it's a good time. Good time. Good morning to you. Currently 8:11 a.m. in the Queen City. And there's quite a lot to talk about Black steel in the hour of chaos. Here's what I would like to talk about. And this show will be about a number of topics, but I want to focus on this topic just to kick out. But what does this whole impeachment thing mean to the black community? What does this mean? Do we have a stake in this? Is this bigger than just the issues that are particular to like the African American experience, and this is more on some America shit? Is that what this is? Could be. Could be. Could be. I want to get your thoughts. Like, what's in it for us? Is there anything in it for us? And everyone is focusing on the black community. We do this every election cycle. And the reason why is because the same old people keep coming out. And the turnout in the black community is so low that when it goes up just a couple of percentage points, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Or at least it appears that way. And there is a lot of information that is circulating right now about the Trump's endeavors to, have an impact with the African American voter. The guy who said, "What do you have to lose?" He's back. And they had an event. And if you believe the headlines read like they're just paying motherfuckers off. They're just passing out cash. Quote, allies of Donald Trump have begun holding events in the black communities where organizers lavish praise on the president as they hand out tens of thousands of dollars to lucky attendees. Oh, they're taking the Oprah Winfrey approach, huh? You get a car. You get a car. You get some stacks. You get some stacks. You get some stacks. You get some stacks, right? And the first giveaway took place last month. Guess what state? Ohio. I'll say this again. We're not just another battleground state in Ohio. We are the battleground state. If you want to be the president of the United States, you have to come through Ohio. It matters. It's important the way we vote in this state. Have some damn pride. Wait a minute, they passing out cash? No wonder, what's the sheriff's name? No wonder he was there. He was getting some cash. Yeah, so they was up in Cleveland giving away big money. Passing out $100 in envelopes. Man. And this seems to be, people are criticizing this tactic. But Trump needs black voters if he's going to be the Democrat challenger, period. He needs black voters to do either one or two things, to stay home or to vote for him. Trump needs black voters to do one of two things, to stay your ass at home, get some chicken. Oh, you're going to have to, it's the weather, it's raining. Stay home with some chicken. Or vote for him. That's what he needs you to do. He does not want you to vote for the Democrats. Hell no. Hell no. Passing out that cash. Cash rules everything around me, right? Something like that. I know that wasn't the melody. I know. I mangled the melody. I know. Don't tell me. Let me think I'm doing something. It's just quite interesting. These developments. Is Trump going to literally pay off the black community? Oh, man, I jump in the friends page. Tracy is on top of this. She got a thing for TMZ. She's not happy with him. She felt like they should have called Kobe Bryant's family to get permission to put out the word that Kobe Bryant had perished. And she posted, TMZ head Harvey Levin claims Kobe's people gave approval to publish crash story. I don't know if that's true or not. But again, I say that they didn't need approval. They did not need approval. This is the yin and yang of being a celebrity. It's the reason why everybody want to take your picture. It's the reason why every time you walk into a restaurant, you got millions in the bank. The owner, oh, Mr. Bryant. Oh, whoa. Cancel all the reservations. They come in first and they eat for free. And the opposite of that is that when you pass away and you're a global icon, somebody's going to break the story. This is what's going to happen. You hear that? Hold on 1 second. Uh-oh. I knew it. Guess who it is? Yes, it's Tracy. She's about to let me have it, I'm sure. Hold on one second, Tracy. Let me plug you into the masses so the people can hear you. And let me pot you up here. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
You already know. So can we just stop making this a Kobe story? There was 9 souls on board. None of the other families have been notified. It's not just about Kobe. If you read the article, you would see that the other families weren't even notified. So again, TMZ jumped the gun and just created total chaos, not just within these families, but within the country before the local authorities had even confirmed. I guess, when you have people on the payroll, Kobe's people, it's not just about Kobe. So we need to look at the bigger picture of not just him and Gianna who perished, but there were other families on board. It's not fair and it's not right.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I don't care how people try and spin it. Celebrities are regular people just like we are. If Nathan Ivey was on board, your family should have the same amount of respect as Kobe Bryant. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen like that. You know what I'm saying?
What?
I mean, in a perfect scenario, you're right, but that's not how this world works. I mean, Kobe was the icon.
Perfect scenario.
Kobe was the icon. And so if
He
Kobe
wasn't the only one on board.
I know, but he was the most well-known person on board. And if
we're not going to make excuses for him because he was a celebrity. There were other families who needed to be notified.
There's no excuses to be made, Tracy. I'm just making a point that Kobe is a global icon. If you're traveling in a helicopter and the helicopter goes down, they're going to report about Kobe. That's just how it is.
I can't get with that. And sometimes you just have to step out of your own ego and your own race to be first to think about other people. That's what humanity is about. But, when you're dealing with sharks and piranhas and, a rag magazine news outlet, that's what you get. So that's all I have to say on that.
All right. All right, Tracy, have a good morning.
Bye.
Yeah, she said bye. Bye, Negro. Your ignorant ass. I heard it all in her voice. Bye, Negro. If you're traveling, if listen, I'll say it again. Kobe was a global icon. If there are aliens, they were probably Kobe fans. Martians are weeping right now. If you're traveling in a helicopter with a global, maybe intergalactic icon, they're going to report about that person first. That's just what it is. If you're traveling around with Denzel in a helicopter and the helicopter goes down, TMZ is going to try to break the story and the headline's going to read, Denzel dead, not you. And that's just the price of you traveling with a global icon. It's just what it is. And everybody's trying to get on shit on TMZ. You know why? Because they were first. That's business. That's not ego. That's business. That's what they do. You're asking a fish not to swim. You're asking a bird not to fly. You're asking TMZ not to break probably the biggest story. That'll probably be the biggest story all year. Might be the biggest story of the decade, and we just started the decade. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen. They did what they had to do. And had they called the family, what do you think the family would have said? They would have said, no, don't put it out yet. And so then when they put it out anyway, it's even worse. Because now you disrespected Vanessa. They did the right thing. And, Harvey Levin shouldn't apologize about it. It is what it is. If you got a problem with it, don't watch TMZ. Now, I'm going to continue watching TMZ because they do great work. I'm just going to tell you right now. And people can front and say they're not going to, but they are. That's just the way that we it's the internet, baby. It's the internet. Nothing can travel faster than the internet. So whether it was TMZ or 15 minutes later, it was ABC Someone was going to break that story first. There's no doubt about it. 100%. And so are the people who were second and they broke the story, are they any worse than the people who broke it 15 minutes earlier? No, they're not. That's what they do. That's why people go to TMZ. Matter of fact, I'm on TMZ right now. I got no problem with it. And if you got a problem with it, don't become a global icon. Just be a regular Joe. And you won't have to worry about that because nobody will care when you die. It just comes with the territory. You can't have everything in this world. You can't be a global icon. Then you want to have, you make your bread off of being well known. But now you don't want anybody in your business when you die. Nobody's supposed to report on it. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. You can't have it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure a lot of these celebrities would never trade it. Will you give us the millions of dollars and all the fame and fortune, and you can just be a regular schmo, and then when you die, nobody report on it. Who's going to take that? Michael B. Jordan ain't giving that shit up. He ain't giving that up. Killmonger ain't giving that up. Do what you going to do. And then Kobe's dead. They're already gone. So this is really about the feelings who are left, people who are left here. And I'm not saying that there isn't a line, but that's just not the line. Not today. Not in 2020. Maybe that was a line in like 1995 or something. But in 2020, man, let Magic pass away and see what happens. His family is not going to get a call. I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen. Let's have him Kevin Hart. His family's not going to get a call. They're going to put it out real quick, as they should. As they should. 513-873-7134. If you live in the greater Cincinnati area, how do you feel that within the last 24 hours, it's now being widely reported that there were 2 cases of the coronavirus up near the Miami University? Have you heard this? You read about this shit? You see what's going on? What the hell is this coronavirus, man? Is that a drink? Is that a beer? Can't trust nothing in America no more. We have just messed it up. But I want to give you some symptoms of the coronavirus. Okay? They're saying that in China, they've already got 107 deaths. And while the bulk of the confirmed cases have been confined to China, we now know that this thing is spreading globally. Is this something to be concerned about? Everybody's concerned because Netflix is full of these like bio disaster, deadly virus, zombie shit movies, right? Somebody's coughing in the elevator. Next thing you know, you chomping off your mother's arm, walking around like the undead. It scared the hell out of everybody. What is the coronavirus? Do you get it if you drink Coronas? Bad joke. Coronaviruses are a family of viruses that cause disease in animals. These damn animals. So the animals, the virus is jumping from animals to humans. Wait a minute. I thought there was a law against that or something. You can do that? Like literally people don't know. That's why I'm not on to like touching people's dogs and shit like that. Dogs want to lick all. Wait. Everybody does their animal differently. Some people know how to take care of an animal. Like they do it the right way. Like it's expensive because it's going to the vet. They're getting regular checkups. They're making sure the dog is, or the animal is properly maintained. But some people's animals are as nasty as they damn houses. And you never know. Nasty house, nasty ass animal. Nasty ass cats never take a bath. Dogs playing inside and outside, never take a bath. You don't have a mud room in a loft. If you ain't in the country with a mud room. You know what a mud room is? It's a room where, you step in, you take your dirty shoes off, and you walk into, the main living places. You got a damn loft, 700 square feet, $1,400, OTR, with a big ass dog. Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. But anyway, so the coronavirus jumps from animals to humans. To me, that's just a sign that the earth, God, whatever, is tired of fucking with us. That's the sign of this. You got diseases jumping from animals to humans now? Tsunamis, earthquakes. I'm getting the message. I'm getting the message here. And the message is not good. We are sick and tired of humans. But back to this. So 2 coronaviruses. What the hell does that mean? So let me just go through this. The Wuhan virus. Here are the symptoms of the new coronavirus. Okay. Feeling tired, difficult breathing, a high temperature, a cough, and a sore throat. I mean, could you be just a little bit more general? Could you just be a little bit more vague, please? I mean, that's called being 40. Feeling tired, that's called having kids. That's called living. Feeling tired, who doesn't feel tired? Right? Difficult breathing. Everybody's got asthma. Everybody's got some kind of respiratory problem living here in the Ohio Valley. High temperature. I mean, everywhere I go, people are coughing and sneezing. I don't know what I have. Man, I went to the grocery store today, and I don't know what I'm going to have to do. Something needs to be done. I think I'm going to have to go all cash. You know, I think I'm going to have to go back to cash. And the reason why I'm going to have to go back to cash is because, and again, I fully admit that I got a little bit of OCD in me. I fully admit that. I fully admit it. Not bad, but a little bit. I like things in a certain way. And when I go to the grocery store now, I go pick up my groceries, and then I have to have one of the nastiest experiences ever. And that is everything's self-checkout now, right? So you go to self-checkout, and you put your little code in there, and you can see smudges all over the screen. I'm like, what? I can see shit crawling and smiling at me. Fucking virus gremlins. I'm like, what? I don't know who has touched this. I don't know who's touched this. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I carry, disinfectant wipes with me now. You know what I'm saying? I don't even touch that joint no more. But let me go to the phone. So Tracy called back in. Hey, good morning, Tracy.
I'm sorry for calling back, but I just feel the need to explain something about why this story is so personal to me. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm pausing because I'm getting this feedback again in my ear. But listen, so in 1994, I had a goddaughter who was 4 years old that was murdered. Okay, she was murdered by her mother. Her mother was schizophrenic, and it was a huge story in Cincinnati. And what bothered me, now let me say, I'm not stupid. I know how the media works. I'm a journalism major, okay? So what turned me off, because I graduated in 93, this happened in 94, what totally turned me off with journalism is the invasion of privacy. I mentioned this about my goddaughter because the day that we were burying my goddaughter, her mother was being arraigned in court. So it was like everybody was split. They wanted to know what the judge was going to say. And then, you had people camping out at the funeral. And when I say camping out, we were at Holland Jordan on Gilbert Avenue, and they were hiding in the bushes because we would not allow them to, we asked the funeral home to not allow them to come into the funeral because they wanted to get statements about this whole murder case. They wanted to talk to us. And I just felt like that whole invasion of privacy and just the, again, lack of empathy and compassion, that always stuck with me, Nathan. And, just to see this, TMZ monetizing off of this and just wanting to be first and, out here trying to get the story. Even like I said, when Princess Diana died, I put that in the chop shop. People releasing photos and taking pictures over her lifeless body in the backseat. I just have a real problem when they invade people's privacy, when they jump out on a story, don't even have all the details. And I get it. That's the media. That's the sharks. But that's why I take this story so personal, because it goes back all of those years for me, back to 1994. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Thank you for that.
All right, bye.
Yeah, take it easy. Appreciate that. The explanation. So now I know where she's coming from, why she has so much passion about it. But I would just say that, again, that, when you're a celebrity, their bubble of privacy is going to be different than an average Joe. And that's part of the game. That's why they can get Reebok contracts. That's why Kobe Bryant can go on, the Jimmy Kimmel show, because he's well known. And in a celebrity-driven, instantaneous news culture that we live in today. As I said, when somebody like a Kobe pulls away, from the mortal coil, this is what's going to happen. If Barack Obama died in a helicopter, the TMZ's going to break it as fast as they can confirm it. As fast as they can confirm it. They're not going to call Michelle. It's just what it is. And I'm not sure it really makes a difference. I'm trying to figure out, would it make a difference to me either way? It's bad news. I guess you always want to be ahead of what everybody else knows. I get that, but something to contemplate. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Guy, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Welcome, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Tracy, I hate that she's just wrong. I mean, she's letting her emotion get in the way of people's jobs. It's TMZ decides they want to be a news agency. This is right up their alley. Kind of tabloid news. And to be honest with you, if Kobe Bryant and his daughter are not on that helicopter, we don't get that story here in Cincinnati. It comes across on the screen on your Yahoo News page as an after blurb or something. We don't hear about it. Let's be honest. Those people align themselves with a celebrity. Therefore, this tragedy happened in part of a worldwide news story. This ain't just a national news story because of who was involved. And it's a bitter pill to swallow, but you're going to have to, make sure you drink 16 ounces of water with the pill when you take it, because that's what it is. You feel me?
Maybe 32 ounces of water.
Well, whatever. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Let's say you being a news, a radio guy yourself. Let's say you go down in a heap with Howard Stern. You know what I'm saying? Your wife, she
Howard Stern dies.
About it.
That'll be the headline. Howard Stern dies.
Right. Exactly. That's going to be the headline. And, unfortunately, your wife might not hear about it, from the police or the officials first before she hears about it on TMZ. That's just part of the game. I mean, it is what it is. It's the cost of doing business. You're doing business with Kobe, who just happens to be a basketball icon. And keeping up with his story, let's be, what I realized? Up until 2018, he had been a professional athlete longer than he had not been. Because remember, he came into the NBA at 17, played 20 years in the NBA. So he had been a professional athlete for longer than he had not been up until last year, which was kind of bizarre to me. You get what I'm saying with that?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's interesting.
Oh, yeah. And now here comes Tariq Nasheed and Dr. Umar coming with these conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I saw that.
And yeah, and you know what? This might be the time where they might be onto something.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought initially you thought that Umar was full of shit.
No, I've always rocked with Umar.
I'm talking about on this take.
Timing. I just thought the timing of it was a little, coming out okay, give us some time to process it and whatnot. But, now I think about it, because remember, these two don't get along, Tariq and Umar. They don't get along anymore. And for the simple fact that they are both pushing the same conspiracy, that kind of lends itself to something.
So the conspiracy
they're not
is that
idiots.
it was that Kobe
they just don't get along.
The conspiracy is that Kobe had some kind of legal battle with a pharmaceutical company over the naming rights Mamba, right? Right. And so because of that, they did something to the propeller or something like that and caused Kobe to die because this patent or whatever this dispute will be worth what? Millions? Tens of millions?
On top of that, yeah, plus they have some type of, for lack of a better word, steroid in their product. And Kobe, I don't want that, attached to my name, steroid use, performance-enhancing drug use. There's a lot of implications behind it. But I mean, it might have something to it. But then again, all fingers are pointing to this pilot who's probably whose company that he worked for is probably gonna get sued now, because I forget his name, but it might as well be Conrad Murray, because he's clearly the fall guy in all this. He ignored all the fog warnings. Basically they trying to make it seem like he was a cowboy.
Pretty much. Or he had that Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
Maybe Kobe was like, hey, listen, Mamba mentality, get us through the fog. All that kind of dumb shit.
No, they say that. Yeah, they said that a lot of times those private helicopter people don't like to say no to a VIP client.
Mm-hmm. Especially not a VIP client who's got the whole Mamba mentality, which means you got to work hard and you can overcome anything. And that's sometimes true.
Nothing can stop you. Right. So yeah, it's just this was a well-known pilot throughout that area who, I'm sure in all the years he'd been flying since 2001 or whatever, I'm sure he'd seen adverse conditions before. But this tells you the fragility of life as well. We make 50-50 decisions every day that we don't think about. How many times you hopped in the car and drove without putting the seatbelt on? We make 50-50 decisions every day. They usually come out in our favorite. This was the one time that it probably didn't, if he wasn't tampered with, Mr. Bryant. If the chopper wasn't tampered with, as part of some conspiracy. I'm not saying that it is a conspiracy, but I'm willing to listen to this one because just the timing of it is all suspect.
Timing of it.
You see what I'm saying?
The timing of Kobe's death is suspect, as you're saying?
Yeah, because less than 24 hours after LeBron passes him on the scoring list. That's like like Joe Paterno. Well, it's not like him, because when he got busted in the sex scandal and fired, people on TV like Lou Holtz was saying he'll be dead within 6 months. He's already so old, he's got nothing to live for anymore, and he died within 6 months. You see what I'm saying? But Kobe had plenty of life left in him. Not, you know what I'm saying? That's just the whole less than 24 hours. LeBron passes him. Now he's dead.
Have you done any research?
Very tragic accident.
Have you done any research to corroborate any of the stuff that Dr. Umar Johnson said in his video? Like, I tried to do a Google search and nothing came up between this dispute between some pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, I did look up. It was something on like wokehub.com.
Oh, boy.
I looked it up. Don't get it twisted. Umar can be a little bit out there, but the simple fact that him and Tariq Nasheed have had a several years long beef and they're both pushing the same narrative kind of makes me perk up. Like,
So Tariq's saying the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I think Tariq had it on his Instagram, and the other guy, Umar, was on Twitter saying this stuff. So, it's just it's all interesting. That's all I'm saying. It's all interesting. I'm handling it better now. I feel a little bit better. So it is what it is. And there was something else I wanted to discuss, but I ain't tripping. I forgot it. So I will holler at you at Future Moon.
We'll go ahead and rack them. If you haven't heard the conspiracy, this is the theory of Dr. Umar Johnson. A lot of people say he's a smart guy. Here is the clip of it. Check it out.
Not a commercial plane. Personal helicopter. Kobe Bryant's personal helicopter goes down during a routine 15, 20-minute flight. A flight he's been making for 25 years, and it goes down. And they still don't have all the answers. First they said 4 people died. Then it was 5 people died. Then it was 9 people died. And then they said it was a fire on board the helicopter. Then they said it was a fire beneath the helicopter. And now this morning, they're trying to blame it on the fog. They say it was too foggy for the pilot to take the helicopter, but he asked for special permission. He asked for special permission to take the helicopter anyway. If you see the video of the crash, which is a very heart-wrenching video to watch, I only saw it once. I don't even want to see it again. But when you see that video, fog had nothing to do with that accident. Fog had nothing to do with that accident. That sky was clear enough for him to fly. And all of a sudden, you see the propeller go out. You saw what the hell is Kobe Bryant's propeller going out on his helicopter? Why did the propeller go out on Kobe Bryant's helicopter? When is the last time you saw a propeller go out on a helicopter? I've been in helicopters. I've been on helicopters. I've been on helicopters. When is the last time you saw the propeller go out on a helicopter? And the reason they sabotaged the helicopter, the propeller, is because when you get on a plane, and I'm not a pilot, but I have pilots as friends, you do all your system checks. You check all the systems. So if you want to sabotage an aircraft, you sabotage the propeller, because that's the one place you don't check. You don't get on top of the helicopter and check the propeller. You don't get on top of the helicopter and check the propeller. And here's the other thing. If the fog was the reason for the crash, why didn't he crash into the mountains? Why didn't he crash into any of the physical structures? They didn't say that. They didn't say that they crashed into a mountain or crashed into the physical structure. They crashed on the ground. They crashed on the ground. The fog was not the reason for the crash. The fog. You know how many times you took an airplane in the fog? You know how many flights I've been in the fog? Helicopters in the fog. I took helicopters in Africa in the fog. In Africa, in Nigeria, in the fog, on a helicopter. They did not crash because of the fog. That was an expert pilot. That was an expert pilot. Kobe was sabotaged. Not to mention, Kobe Bryant was engaged in a legal battle with a big pharmaceutical company over the use of the name Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant was engaged in a legal battle with a very powerful pharmaceutical company over the use of the name Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant was engaged in a legal battle with a pharmaceutical company over the use of the name Black Mamba. You understand me? Radar can see through the fog. Thank you, sister. Radar can see through the fog. They didn't crash because of no damn fog, and it wasn't no wind. The propeller was sabotaged. Let me say it again. The propeller was sabotaged. Let me say it again. The propeller was sabotaged. And what else do we know about Illuminati, Colluminati, Bilderbergs, Rothschilds, CFR, trilaterals? What do we know about the white secret societies that run the world? Whenever they commit a murder of a significant icon or personality, they always do it at a time where it is symbolic, ritualistically symbolic, politically symbolic, historically symbolic. LeBron James passed Kobe in Kobe's hometown of Philadelphia. LeBron James passed Kobe in Kobe's hometown of Philadelphia.
Why is he saying everything over and over again?
En route to a loss to the Sixers, the Lakers lost the game, but LeBron replaced Kobe as the third highest scorer in NBA history. Ain't no coincidences. That's how they play. There's always a ritualistic symbolism to the timing of the assassinations. It is always a ritualistic symbolism to the timing of the assassinations. There is always a ritualistic symbolism.
Say it one more time, Dr.
Assassinations. This was no damn accident. This was no accident.
Let me jump in here. I mean, you know, Tracy brought the conversation about responsibility in journalism as it relates to TMZ. But what I would say is that Dr. Umar obviously has an audience, using YouTube and social media. Is he being irresponsible in what he's saying right now? It sounds like it's a theory based upon, his educated history, his educated guesses. He said, why would the propeller pop off? I didn't see a video where the propeller popped off. Is he being responsible? Do you agree with him? Is he right? Are you right? And I would say that, at this point, we need more information. We need more information. But he says that Kobe, they always do it symbolically. Everybody's making this a big deal when LeBron passed Kobe. I don't really see it as a big deal. I guess in the sports world, it's not even a big deal in the sports world, quite honestly. I mean, it was an eventuality. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, we knew that LeBron was going to pass Kobe this year. How do we know this? Because last year, at the end of the year, they projected forward and said, if he averages the same amount of points, then they could tell you damn near statistically what month it was going to be. So this ain't no surprise. It's not really a big deal. I mean, could have been a couple things what it is. It could have been drugs involved. They do a toxicology report on the body, if that's possible with the remains. And they ascertained that the driver had something in his system. That could be that. That could have impaired his judgment. It could have been the Mamba mentality. Same thing he was known for is what got him killed. The fog is thick, but I'm trying to get back to the Kobe Academy. Mamba mentality is get on, push forward, Could have been that, living life on the edge kind of thing, and it just catches you. Could be that. But again, I would say that they had children. So I don't know, Mamba mentality or not. I mean, we ain't trying to do nothing that's dangerous with my baby on board. So maybe we can scratch that from the record. It could have been, just one of them things, a pilot just crashed. Nobody survived. Sometimes people survive in these helicopter crashes, but not in this case. But back to Umar. Do you believe this?
This was no accident. I don't think they intended to harm the other 8 victims. I don't think they thought Kobe was taking his helicopter on Sunday. I think they thought they would catch Kobe on a Monday, flying his helicopter himself, which is something he used to do a lot. They thought they would catch Kobe on Monday, flying his own helicopter, something he used to do a lot.
One more time.
They didn't know he was going to take it out on Sunday. I don't think they intended for the other 8 to be victims. But what do we know about the third rule of white supremacy? What is Dr. Umar's third rule of white supremacy? White supremacy is ruthless. White supremacy is ruthless. White supremacy is ruthless. If we got to kill your kids, kill innocent people, we'll do it. Let us not forget America let Pearl Harbor get bombed. Let us not forget America let Pearl Harbor get bombed. They had knowledge that the Japanese was coming to strike,
now
and they let them strike
shit
to justify getting involved in World War II. Know your history. I know mines.
Facts.
Rest in peace, Kobe.
Facts.
Rest in peace, Kobe. Want to give my brother a little libation here at the FDMG. Get your donations in, cash.me. New Orleans, I will see you Saturday. New Orleans is going down in
So that's Dr. Umar Johnson. Is that responsible in your opinion? Do you agree with him? I mean, I've got some very cynical thoughts as I was listening to him. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I'll share them this morning, but very cynical. Very cynical, but he's got it all figured out, right? They thought he was going to catch him on Monday because he works out, takes his kid to school, and then he gets in a plane and he goes into town for business. I mean, Dr. Umar got it all figured out with no facts. He got it all figured out with absolutely no facts whatsoever. But it sounds good, though. Sounds good. Yeah, I guess that theory will work. I mean, what? Again, I think that he should produce some kind of facts. Some kind of facts, like, is there really a lawsuit between Kobe and a pharmaceutical giant? Is it because of some naming rights about the name Mamba? Although I did read that within the last year, that Kobe Bryant, he put in a trademark for the term Mambacita. Mambacita. Isn't that nice? That's nice for his daughter Gigi. Mambacita. You might see that in the future. I don't know. You may or may not. I'm not saying you will. As you can tell, we got a call. Let's take it and see what's up. Hey, good morning to you, Pat. Good morning to you. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning, comrade.
Hey, what's going on with you? Black Russia.
Yes. Not a whole lot. I think your question on the show is, how does impeachment affect the black community?
Yes.
In no way, shape, or form. That's my perspective. I think black folks got a lot more to worry about than the impeachment hearing. I've been watching them just for the theater of it, but in my day-to-day, it's not impacting my day-to-day. It's not impacting my bottom line. It's just a shit show.
I mean, should black people, I mean, Listen, all the black people that supported Obama, and before Obama was inaugurated, the night he was elected, Mitch McConnell, the same majority leader, said, I'm going to do everything I can to make him a one-term president. And he tried to do just that as much. Like, he limited the Obama's impact. I mean, and now here he is.
I think the voters did that. I won't put that on Mitch McConnell. I'll put that on the voters.
Yeah, but that was his intention.
2010, everybody disappeared.
That's true, but McConnell's intention was to do that. That's not what the voters intended to do. They just did it through their lack of involvement.
I'll agree with you on that, but that's the intention on everybody on the political side. Let's say it's a Republican president. Nancy Pelosi's intention is to not work with the president. So that's par for the course.
Well, I mean, no, that's not true. That's not true. I mean, the Democrats have worked with the president because they just gave him this big China deal, which is a big win for him. You know what I'm talking about? He renegotiated a trade deal with China. And the only way they got that done is that he was able to work with the House Democrats. So,
well, some stuff is about business. It's not like nothing ever got passed on the Republican Senate in the Republican House when Obama was there. I mean, I could go back and maybe shoot you some stuff to see where they actually passed bills around business. I mean, maybe about social policy. These people don't agree, but I mean, this is the nature of politics. Nancy Pelosi's trying not to work with this president too. Let's not make it sound like she's this congenial woman who's leading the House to work with the president. She's not.
Yeah, but one thing she never did is she never said that we're trying to make Trump a one-term president. At least she didn't do that.
Okay, yeah, we can say that she never said that, but that's not necessarily how they operate. She's not bold enough. She's not bold enough to say it.
And so now my point is that, I mean, I hope that black folks have a long memory because the same dude that helped to limit Obama's impact is now basically blocking for Trump.
Is he blocking for Trump?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No
I
doubt.
Can't say that.
Can't say that.
He's blocking for Trump.
The Republican Senate made their decision before they heard any evidence.
But the Democrats did too. There was Democratic senators who were saying from the very jump when this president was elected, we need to impeach him.
Yeah, but he's guilty though.
Congressmen. But how do you know he's guilty when you're saying this in 2016, 2017? They've been yelling for impeachment way before this stuff happened.
Yeah, but that was on other offenses. That was on other offenses though. I mean, I think the Democrats' action is more a reaction to having this president than some type of motivation that we saw from Mitch McConnell from the very beginning of Obama's administration. I think it's different.
In what way is this different?
I think that Trump is a different president than Obama was.
Well, we agree on that, no question.
Yeah. Like Trump has done several things that would open up the conversation about impeachment. Obama never did.
But what I'm saying is that in the beginning, when this president was first elected, these Democrats out here yelling, we need to impeach the MF. Remember, what's her name from Michigan? She said that off top, we're going to impeach this mother off top. They've been wanting to do this.
Yeah, but you're talking about I think there's a big difference between some unknown person who you can't even remember who it was and the Senate majority leader who has the power to actually do it. It's two different things. It's two different levels.
Her name is Khalid. Her name is Khalid from Michigan. That's who said it. You can give me a minute. She said off top, we're going to impeach this mother. That's what he said.
But she's not the House majority leader and she's not the Senate majority leader.
I don't know if that really matters. They all Democrats and Republicans, Nathan Ivey. It's like we're sitting there we're going to play this game like the Democrats have good intentions, like they never intended to impeach this president from job. That's simply not true.
You don't think it matters? So you don't think there's a difference between being just a regular Joe Schmo freshman congressperson and being the House majority leader that's 3 steps away from the White House, the presidency?
He's actually 4, but there's no difference when it comes to the politics of it. When you look, they want impeachment off top. They were going to find any reason to try to impeach this president, and they found one.
Well, there's an important difference. There's an important difference between those two positions. One sets the policy, the other one follows it. So the impact of the person like Mitch McConnell, who sets the standard, is much different than some other senator. I can't believe you arguing against it.
Articles. They didn't bring the articles. The Congress brought these articles.
I know. I'm
So
just
the people
making a
who are shouting,
point. I'm just making a point that there's a difference between the way the Democrats have reacted to Donald Trump and the way the Republicans reacted to Obama's presidency. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Was there any difference? I mean,
a huge difference.
I think both sides. And this is how partisan things have become. Democrats don't like Republicans, and Republicans don't like Democrats. I think it's just that simple.
Yeah, but you're leaving out the character of the guy in the White House that's inspired all of this. Like,
I don't think
for
the
instance,
character aspect of this matters. But go ahead.
I'm just saying that Trump is basically self-impeached. He did this. This ain't something.
How does that happen? Self-impeached. Come on. How does that happen?
Well, self-impeached means when you do something that ends up making you get impeached. Like, nobody did this to Trump. Trump did this.
Trump didn't do anything wrong.
Well, if he didn't do anything wrong, why is he being impeached?
Because it's partisan. Because the Democrats wanted to impeach him from the top. That's my whole point. When he got in the office, they off top said, we want to impeach this dude. They were going to find any reason to impeach him.
So you could just make up, yeah. So you could just make up any reason, whether it's valid or not, and then impeach a president.
Look what the Democrats are doing. The answer to that question is yes, obviously.
So why do you have all these whistleblowers and people coming forward saying that they have firsthand knowledge that Trump was trying to pull a quid pro quo against Ukraine, which is what he's being impeached about?
These individuals have access to grind.
They're Republicans.
They have access to grind. They're not even in their jobs anymore. They got fired. Republicans get fired too in this administration.
I think that, you can make any excuse, and that's what you're doing. Because clearly, logically, it doesn't make any sense. So, for instance, you and I both know.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, for instance, you and I both know, and I feel this very strongly, that the Republicans were looking for any way they could to impeach Obama.
No, they weren't. Nobody ever said anything about impeachment during the entire 8 years.
Oh,
the word didn't even come out of nobody's mouth.
They would have loved to impeach him, but he didn't do anything that was impeachable, which is completely unlike Trump.
What evidence do you have of that? Nobody ever said anything. Look,
the evidence that I have is that they never brought the articles of impeachment because he never gave them a reason to do it.
The word never even came out of their mouths of impeachment. I'm saying the Democrats, from the moment this president was elected, the word impeachment came out. He hadn't even sat in the seat yet. Mm-hmm. He's president elect. He hadn't even been sworn in yet, and we're going to impeach him of. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
They didn't come out off top and say we're going to impeach Obama before he even took his seat. They were saying they were going to impeach this president before Trump even sat down.
They were just saying, Mitch McConnell just said we were going to try to make him a one-term president who is the Senate majority leader. No, that's after he got elected. That was after he got elected before he was inaugurated. Before he was inaugurated, he hadn't even put anything in place.
I have to see the tape.
It was the night of the election. He said at the very night of the election.
One-term president.
Yeah, so he said my job. He said my job is to make him a one-term president. This is common knowledge.
Yeah. I want to see it because I remember him saying it on the floor of the Senate. I remember that. Now, if he said it more than once, it's possible, but I haven't seen that. I saw that on the floor of the Senate after Obama's been sworn in. We're going to do whatever it can to make this president a one-term president. But that's the idea on everybody's side.
I'm sure he said it multiple times.
They're trying to make Trump a one-term president. I mean, what are we talking about?
Which was my point. Is that if Obama had given the Republican opponents any dirt, they would have used it. He never did. You can't compare that to what Donald Trump is doing. This question is about
I can.
No, you can, but it's a bad comparison. Trump's behavior has led to this because he likes to push the boundaries.
Dude,
he wants to stretch the boundaries and test the boundaries of presidential power, and this is what happens.
They said before Trump even took the seat, we're going to impeach the effort.
Who is they?
That's what they said.
Who is they? First you said it was one person.
It was Tlaib. But you got all the other congresswomen standing behind her.
Okay.
Get the video. Get the tape.
That's nice. What day was it?
I'm just saying.
I don't know the timeline.
Come on, don't be silly, bro. I'll get you the link.
No, I'm trying to say at what point did they say this? Was it the day he was inaugurated? Was it the day after? What was the circumstances? Was it when the whole Mueller investigation was going on?
It was around the time he got inaugurated.
Was it when the Mueller investigation was going on?
No. Nothing was going on when they said this.
All right.
That's my point when I say it's partisan. They said that before any accusations came out. They said we want to impeach him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the record. I'm gonna drop the link so you can see it for themselves. They always had this intention on doing this.
Okay. And yet Trump was still dumb enough to give them a reason to do it.
Now Trump gonna do what he do. Like they're gonna find any reason to impeach him for whatever reason. They wanted to impeach him.
I mean,
they're gonna do that.
I resist the way you're trying to do that because everybody knows that Nancy Pelosi, who's the Speaker of the House, resisted all of that off the top. Matter of fact, it was a big, I don't know why you're trying to leave this out like we dumb. It was a big conversation among Democrats early on because you're right. Some of them were saying that. But Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, the person with the power, she wasn't on that impeachment stuff early on, even through Mueller. Yeah. So the way that you're trying to cast this just ain't working, B.
No, it's absolutely true. What did Al Green do? Al Green filed articles of impeachment, didn't
What did Nancy Pelosi say to these
answer
people
my
early
questions,
on?
Though. I don't believe anything Nancy Pelosi says anyway.
Well, you can't have it both ways. Then you don't want to have a logical conversation then. You just want to say you don't want to have a logical conversation. Because I'm telling you.
What do you mean by logical?
Logical. I mean, on one hand, you're trying to say that the Democrats were trying to impeach Donald Trump. But it's common knowledge that the Speaker of the House, the leader of the Democrats, wasn't on it. She was getting criticized by more progressive parts of the Democrat Party because she wasn't even on it. Even through Mueller, she didn't want to talk about impeachment. So you can't have it both ways, B.
No. It's not about having it both ways. If you want to believe when Nancy Pelosi comes out of her pie hole, have at it. I don't believe anything the woman says, never have, never will.
Right.
Okay?
Right. That ain't working, though.
Wrong.
You can't
That's
selectively believe what you want and make up your own facts. The facts.
No, I'm not making up. I'm not making. What facts am I making up, though?
Is that you're wrong. The way you're trying to cast the Democrats is wrong. Because the leader of the Democrats in the Congress wasn't on impeachment. Man, you should Google it. There's a lot of information out there.
Dude.
Google
I know
that.
there's a lot of information out there. Like when Al Green filed articles of impeachment against Trump before he even was accused of anything.
I think he did that on the Mueller stuff, but Al Green isn't the Speaker of the House. So what?
It don't. Look, you want to put this people in certain positions, but the reality is, dude, all these Democrats was out here pushing for impeachment before Trump even took the seat.
Hold on. Who speaks for the Democrats in Congress, in the House of Representatives?
Each individual congressperson.
No. The person that speaks for them is Nancy Pelosi. So what she says does matter because she sets the tone. And early on, is facts beyond facts. She wasn't feeling impeachment. She didn't want to talk about it. She wasn't supporting it. She was shutting down the other ones when they was talking about it. So you're just wrong.
Nah, I'm not wrong about me saying I don't believe anything coming out of her mouth. That's my position.
That's your position, but that's not what I'm arguing. That's not what I'm arguing, but...
What are you arguing? Make it clear.
I just told you. I mean, you were wrong in what you said, and when you was trying to say that the Democrats were trying to impeach Trump, that's just not true. You might have had some members who expressed that, but the person that sets the standard and the policy wasn't on it, and that's Nancy Pelosi, whether you believe her or not, selectively.
Look, the Democrats have been trying to impeach this president since he took the seat, and I think there's ample evidence out there, and people can decide for themselves, and people are going to decide even in November because we know he's not getting convicted about what direction we're going. You know, so we're going to see. I know. I watched Joe Biden the other day again. He looks terrible, bro.
He does look terrible.
I think he looks terrible. You give me Joe Biden, I'm voting for Trump at this point.
He ain't going to work. Trying to say all that now.
Well, I'm just saying, you ain't got to say that. That's you. I mean, you're going to probably vote blue no matter who. But from my perspective, Joe Biden is going to lose his election if he's a nominee. At this point. Because he's just fading.
All right, brother. All right, thanks for the call. Anything else?
Hey, no problem. Well, have you been watching this Ed Choi situation with the vouchers?
I'm aware of it. Just an article I read, this morning. What's popping?
Man, it's I don't know what the Democrats up there are doing. Like I see the Thomas voted against some of the changes. And I'm just like, is there some change better than no change?
It depends what direction it's moving in.
Well, it's not moving in the direction of expansion. It's moving in the direction of reduction of vouchers. And so public school advocates, if this is the direction they want less vouchers. And this is what the Republicans, I guess, are negotiating with a few Democrats. And the Democrats turn around and vote no. It's self-defeating. It's like you got to take something rather than not taking anything if you don't want vouchers. Because otherwise, if they don't do anything by Saturday, there's going to be 1,200 schools eligible for vouchers.
You know, I might try to catch up with Cecil and see what's going on.
Yeah, you should. I mean, because he voted yesterday in the Senate, he voted no. And I'm just like, why? I mean, like you don't want you want public education to be supported with tax dollars, but you vote no on the reduction of the vouchers. So it's confusing to me. I mean, I read the article too. I read some of the Capitol Journal too up there in Columbus, and it's like I don't understand what these Democrats are doing. Like I understand, like one lady didn't get all her amendments put in, and so one Democrat, because you know Republicans control the House and the Senate up there, so they're running the show. So it's like you got to kind of maneuver in a way that's going to get some of your stuff into the bill. There were some amendments that were taken. I think $30 million was added to the program or something like that. But it's like, why are you voting no when they're cutting the number of vouchers if you want to support public school? I like to hear from Tu on that because he's my state senator too. It's like you vote no, but you say you don't want all these vouchers. It's like, why? Why? You know, sometimes you got to vote no on some stuff to get progress. It's like you're gonna just burn the house down because you're not getting your way. I don't know if that's the best strategy.
I just sent him a message actually, so we'll see if we get a response this morning or tomorrow, and we can talk about it. I think it's worthy of more conversation. Yeah,
absolutely. The House is going to vote on it today, so we'll see how these House representatives are going to vote on it too.
All right.
They go into session at 10 o'clock. But take it easy, Nathan Ivey.
Yep, take it easy. That's Black Russia. Das Vidanya. I hope I'm saying that contextually right. And what do you think? 513-873-7134. Good morning to you, beautiful people. How are you? Pat writes, good morning. And, you know, this morning, I might just be a little bit cranky this morning. I hope I'm not coming across. I know my language a little bit, but I'm just in a weird space right now. Like, literally, like, my space is weird because I wear corrective lenses, like a lot of folks, glasses, but primarily contacts. I like to go back and forth. And, getting a call here. I like to go back and forth. And I woke up this morning. I fell asleep with my contacts on last night. Woke up this morning. I've been having issues with my left contact. It felt like something. It's the weirdest feeling when you wear contacts and you feel like you have something in your eye. Or it feels like it gets stuck on the contact. It's the weirdest, most irritating thing ever. So I wake up this morning. I slept with them on. Not supposed to, but I do that shit. And I take out my left contact and there's like two hairs on my contact. Can you imagine how irritating that is? But so then I start to inspect it. And as I'm inspecting it, what I see now is there's some kind of substance, like, I don't know, I could never scratch it off on my left contact. Long story short, I got one contact on my right eye and no contact on my left eye. So literally, I just see, it's just weird right now. So if I type something and it's misspelled, blame it on that. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Donnie B?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. What's on your mind?
So you are not going to believe this. We are twins. I only got one contact in right now, too. My shit fell out of the shower.
Are you serious?
I am so serious.
That's
my
hilarious.
Shit's coming today like at 3 o'clock via FedEx. I'm like, dude, I can't see.
It's weird because I got to close my eye to see and to drive. It's crazy.
The struggle is real. So clearly I got to work from home until I get my stuff in. So no, listen. So I wanted to call in for a couple of things. So the first one is, and I'm just going to put it out there, I am a proponent of ed choice. And I feel like the shit should be expanded. Cincinnati public schools suck. And then because you suck, I got to send my kid to a private school. The state shouldn't pay for it. the district where my son is supposed to go to school that sucks should pay for it. So I don't understand them putting it on the state to bear the cost and expanding the income base when literally in my neighborhood, schools are Gator and West High. Gator had an assembly in the beginning of this quarter and gave the kids a note that basically said, y'all's behavior and everything is so bad that we're considering closing the school down if shit doesn't improve. These kids are literally in a lean-on-me environment. A lot of them cannot read and perform academically on the level that they should. And I just told my neighbor, you need to call and get an Air Choice voucher and send your kid to private school if he can't get into Walnut Hills, because there literally is no other option for me in CPS public schools than Walnut, which has its own problem. So I'm like, people are like, I don't agree with Air Choice. The schools don't get better, but it's usually white teachers whose kids don't go here. My son's not a test dummy. So my son's not going to go to a Cincinnati public school that's failing in every category on a report card, in addition to having some of the worst behavioral kids in the district at their school, while y'all philosophically debate about Air Choice versus private school versus public school. I don't have time for that. That's just me. So I'm like, Cecil, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, like I said, I reached out to him. We'll see if he responds this morning or tomorrow.
So the other reason I called in was about your question about the impeachment. So let me put this out there before the choppers try to destroy me. I am not a Trump supporter. I am not a Trump fan. I understand what I do has to go. However, the impeachment does nothing in real life for African Americans except hurt us. And let me explain. I feel like we know that he was already impeached, first of all, but he's not going to get removed from office because the Senate, we don't have a vote. So all we are doing is pissing off Trump's racist base. And they're going to be so motivated to come out in droves come re-election time that they're going to outnumber us and vote, and we're going to basically re-elect him because we pissed him off. And you know our people, we get Facebook mad, we get Twitter mad, but we don't register and go vote. So the Democrats are all riled up, but they're not giving anybody that supports Trump or anybody that's not a Democratic supporter anything they can use. You don't hear anything about the legislation that the Democrats have pending in Congress that Mitch McConnell refuses to bring to the Senate floor for a vote. You have no idea what those pending legislation bills that the Democrats have tried to pass are, why they are important, and why, if they don't get passed, what it's going to do for us. All you hear from Democrats is fuck Trump all day. And I'm like, I need more than that. So it don't take a rocket science to be like F Trump. But my thing is, we're not going to get this dude removed from office. So we need to try to appease the community and focus on what really matters in our everyday and get people inspired to register to vote against this dude in the election. With the impeachment process, we're losing focus. But Trump's base is not. They are fired up and ready to go. And come November, we're going to see the backfire where, because the Democrats have not come up with another platform other than F Trump, and the base is pissed about that, they're going to vote and outnumber us. We're going to sit at home unregistered, and it is what it is. Is it just me? What do you think? Am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong at all. And that was the fear from the get-go, right? That he would energize his side, while on our side, people were like, yeah, you know, because either you like Trump or you don't like Trump. This impeachment trial is not going to change your mind. And you're right. It might energize him. It may. What I think the Democrats should have focused on. What I think the Democrats should have focused on is legislation, policy.
Right.
That's what they should be focusing on.
Legislation. Exactly. The shit that affects our everyday to make people understand the importance of it, as opposed to it just coming off as a Democrat versus Republican political battle. Which, I'm going to be honest, as an African American, I don't give a shit about the Ukraine. I don't understand why the United States was giving them $300 million to begin with. Should we talk about it? So I really give two shits about the fact that Trump tried to withhold giving the Ukraine aid in exchange for political favors, because I don't mess with the Ukraine anyway. So people are going hard on some shit. I'm like, at the end of the day, do I care? What does Ukraine do for me? That's $300 million that could go to health and human services. They can go to Social Security, Medicare, and all kinds of shit that I need. So I'm like, I don't care what the reason is for withholding the money. Let's get that $300 million back and use that shit for something in the United States. Why are we paying the Ukraine anything? But nobody's even asking the question. So my thing is, it's a philosophical, political science, intellectual debate. Technically, as a president, you are not supposed to withhold federal funds pursuant to whatever international agreements we have for your own personal use. But at the end of the damn day, do I care? It's Ukraine. It ain't Africa. It ain't Detroit, Flint, Michigan.
Right.
It's not Puerto Rico. It's like,
right.
do I care? But nobody's talking about that, and I want to know why that is. I haven't heard anybody talking about the fact that, okay, let's assume that Trump did this. Why do we care about him withholding $300 million from the Ukraine? Is it just me? I would love to hear people call in and answer, that question. And I think that's the problem. You're not reaching a single mother in Avondale on this shit. She's like, so is it going to increase my daycare voucher? Is it going to give me x-rays? Is it going to give me affordable housing because I'm being pushed out of Avondale? No, no, and no. Health insurance? No. Okay. Why do I care? And that's the thing I think the Democrats are missing. And when I say Democrats, please believe I am a Democrat, but I criticize my own party more than anybody else. But I'm like, that's the point they are missing. Regular American people do not care about this shit. We just don't. I'm a lawyer and I don't care. I got a degree in political science and I don't care. So if I don't care, how can we expect anybody else to? This shit is academic. It's Harvard. And I'm a UC type of person. But this is some Harvard shit. What do you think?
It'll be interesting to see. Like I said, I mean, I'm wondering what the relevancy to our community is as well. If I made a top 3 list of the issues, what's happening, impeaching Trump over this ain't it. That's not on my list.
Right.
So that's the interesting.
We got Hispanics in concentration camps. What's interesting? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, it's interesting that the Democrats only have so much oxygen, and they're wasting a lot of it on this, and it's not really going to energize their base.
Exactly.
And it's not going to energize black folks.
No. And my thing is, they got to realize the only people that are down with the impeachment are people like us that are intellectuals, people in the Choppers group that are intellectuals. We follow politics. So academically, we understand that there's a constitutional issue, there's an impeachment issue, and a technicality. But we already vote, and none of us are voting for Trump for real. So energizing the people that already vote for you does nothing. You got to reach the dude that's in Bond Hill that has not been registered to vote since he was 18 and give him a reason to come out. And when you hit him with impeachment, that Negro is going to be like, I don't even know what the hell that is.
Right. Mm-hmm.
What I do know is I got a conviction on my record and I can't get a job. Does it have anything to do with that? What I do know is I'm getting pushed out of Warner Hills, Avondale, and OTR, and I no longer can afford a place to stay, and Section 8 has a 1-year wait list. Does it affect that? Give me a reason to get off the couch, stop watching Love and Hip Hop, and come out and vote for anybody. And I don't feel like we've given that demographic a reason. And that's the demographic that we need to reach to increase our numbers to overcome Trump's base and their BS that we know is coming. But that's just me. So I just wanted to call in because I thought that was an interesting topic about impeachment and the fact that people aren't really talking about why should we care, about it. Like, I honestly would like to see them impeach him when we found out that Hispanics were in concentration camps at the borders and that their kids are getting raped and separated by families. That's an issue that people can wrap their head around, even though I'm not Hispanic. It matters. I'm a human being. I'm part of the human race. I just don't care about this Ukraine shit. I'm sorry. So that's all I got for y'all.
All right, Donnie. Thanks for calling.
Talk to y'all later.
Almost Deaf. Is it just me with Donnie B podcast? Yeah. We'll rack both the calls. Again, the Nathan Ivey Show is the home for intelligent black discourse. We chop it up. Do we talk about, super substantive? It depends on where you look at it. I mean, I'm a big believer there's a fan for every topic. Good morning to you. So what's the big deal about impeachment? Should black people care about impeachment? What's in it for us? Anything? And also, what's up with Dr. Umar Johnson and his theory about Kobe? He says Kobe plane was sabotage. Do you agree with him? More of you, less of me. Good morning. Welcome to the show. You'll call her.
Can you hear me, Nate?
I hear you.
All right, good morning. How we doing today?
Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
Doing good. There's a whole lot going on.
Is this Terrence?
I want to try to hit a few things real fast.
Is this Terrence?
First and foremost, yeah, this is Terrence.
Yeah, I'm just catching your voice, brother. Hey, welcome to the show, man. What's on your mind?
Hey, thanks for having me. All right, a couple quick things. Most immediate, I appreciate Donna B's commentary, however, I disagree with her. Here's the reason why. If we are not successful, and I mean we the people, in impeaching and removing Donald Trump, we run the risk, a further national security risk that may be bigger than a lot of issues that are facing us daily on a consistent basis. However, if we cannot preserve one of the most basic democratic exercises that we have as citizens with free and fair elections, our entire democracy is thereby compromised. It is something that, to me, it honestly keeps me up at night. I was in Iraq twice. I was there when they had their first democratically elected government. I remember the people coming in, dipping their fingers in the purple ink to symbolize them being able to have a free and fair election. This was in 2007. Here we are now in 2020, and we're still trying to figure out what damage is being done by Trump and his antics. It's bothersome that we don't see and understand that him being in office is what has been stymieing some of the bills and legislation that we need passed for the people. It's something I hinted at also quickly yesterday about McConnell. Everybody should be doing some sort of contribution or giving voice to Mitch McConnell's opponent, because he is the majority leader, controls what comes to the floor. So that's one. Two, it's intellectually dishonest and is a lazy conversation to debate that we don't know why Trump was under threat of impeachment by the time he took office, because if you go back and look at the actual publicly released intelligence reports, we knew that Trump and some of the people that have either been already indicted or convicted were tacitly accepting Russian intervention into our elections, which have, honestly, in my mind, they've infected people's minds like a virus with the amount of disinformation and disingenuous logical conclusions that they're trying to have some people come to. Cognitive dissonance. It's scary that people still, for whatever political side of the spectrum that you may be on, that they can't again understand in a basic sense this guy and others around him have cheated, corrupted one of the most basic fundamental principles of our constitutional republic. It's troubling. And I really encourage people to go back and read the publicly released intelligence reports prior to Trump coming into office, for them to gain some type of understanding that these elected congressmen back during that time, they were keenly aware, due to the intelligence reports they were receiving, about the level of involvement of Trump and his cronies. Lastly, Umar Johnson and those conspiracy theories, they make my head spin.
I have experience riding on Chinook helicopters. Two rotor blades, the fastest helicopter in the military fleet. I've been on Blackhawks for military operations. I myself was a UAV pilot and a master trainer. There are some very basic things that I can see that don't need any type of conspiracy theory. All it takes is a little bit more understanding and experience that some people don't have because most people don't fly. Or they don't pilot anything. Some of the reports suggest that they were at about 2,500 feet. And if you know anything about land terrain, they were, obviously, it looks like they flew into the side of the mountain or the hillside. We have this thing called a cloud-to-ground ceiling, and you have to have visibility up to at least 1 mile, typically to have okay flying conditions. There was a time when we would have our air care or our medevac grounded because flight operations weren't suitable due to visibility, whether it be a dust storm or just the wind kicking up too much, diffuse stand into the sky. Every other aircraft was grounded that day, but his helicopter. So it's really not that hard if anybody normally listens to open air channels like they do for fire EMS. You can hear that there's a helicopter which has a call sign that is the only aircraft that's in the sky at the time of poor weather conditions. So it doesn't take that big of a leap to understand who was on that helicopter. To hear and listen, people, and you can look at the crash site and you can see the back end of the helicopter in a piece, in one huge chunk. And that lets you know that back end of the helicopter didn't slam as part of the initial impact. It tore off that helicopter once it made impact. It's again intellectually dishonest to assert these wild conspiracy theories when there are basic, common, understood things that people can simply look at and understand that this may be a simple tragic accident where somebody got disoriented because obviously they had a low cloud ceiling. That's why he asked for permission to increase his height, and they slammed it to the side of the mountain. That's all I got. I really wish people would just stop listening to these conspiracy theories, do a little bit of research, actually read the text in some of these documents, and have a better understanding of what's going on around you. And with that, I appreciate it.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and rack them. Great calls. And he has a completely different viewpoint than Donnie B as it relates to impeachment. What do you think? So 2 questions before us this morning. One, what's the impact of Donald Trump's impeachment on the black community? Should we care? And why or why not? And secondly, Dr. Umar Johnson has a theory that Kobe Bryant was killed, that somehow his helicopter was tampered with. But the brother we just spoke with says he has military experience. So he brought a different lens to the table. I thought it was very compelling what he said about, Kobe. And he's right. I do remember reading that there was like law enforcement, civil authorities. Nobody had any kind of, helicopters in the sky because of the visibility, except for Kobe. And it could just be, and we don't want to accept it because we want to bring meaning to it. Just like for years and years, everybody wanted to believe that Tupac was assassinated by the FBI. And, Tupac was the victim of stuff that cats get caught up with on a regular basis. Ego, pride. That's what got him killed. And I think that if we found out there was a conspiracy theory, that would bring more meaning to the death for some people. But that's how death is, man. There's no explaining it. It happens when it happens. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivy. This is your West Side Connection Drop Squad 52. Your show this morning is outstanding. Your callers have been outstanding, especially Black Russia and Donnie B. But for the last caller, Terrence Braxton, the future politician in Cincinnati, Ohio, and possibly nationally, his flow was okay. I gave him a half rack, only because he sounded like he was reading. I have to give that young man some advice. He needs to listen to the tape. He needs to practice on his delivery because he sounds very monotone, like he's reading, like he's a robot. So that's just a little constructive criticism.
Okay. I thought he sounded fine. I thought he sounded great. But okay.
Mr. Ivy, more when when it comes to radio, it's what the audience hears, not what the host hears. So it's just one person's opinion, Mr. Ivy, and
Okay.
I got plenty of them.
Okay. I take it as that. I'm sure.
Okay.
I can't speak for Terrence, but I'm sure he'll take it in a positive way.
He has to. He's a young man that's trying to dabble in politics. And we all know, Mr. Ivy, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Absolutely.
But in order to know where you stand when you start, you have to be diligent in the process as far as listening to yourself. He should go back, listen to himself on the radio, and make an assessment of the criticism that's coming from me. Either he takes it or he doesn't. I'm just putting it out there, Mr. Ivy. So, if you will allow me to continue.
Go right ahead.
Did you see any of the clips? Did you see any of the footage from last night in New Jersey?
Yes, I did.
And I'm not going to ask you why you haven't mentioned it. Huh?
I was watching it, actually. I was watching on Twitter. Watched some of it on Twitter.
Okay.
I might have been on your feed,
right,
as a matter of fact.
I appreciate that, Mr. Ivy.
Yeah.
But we all know that the mainstream media, who are the willing accomplice of the desperate Democrats right now.
Oh, you got that down, huh?
You have to search far and wide to find footage of what took place in a blue state of New Jersey last night when Donald J. Trump, the first orange president, a.k.a. the first gangster president, showed up in support of the congressman who switched over to the Republican Party because of the impeachment process that was fake, flawed, and a sham. And that's pretty obvious because of what's happening in the trial in the Senate. But, Mr. Ivy, the reason I called was about the status of the black vote leading up and after this fake sham impeachment trial. Donnie B touched on it when she said, black folks don't give a damn about Ukraine. And again, it's just going to end up being another fail of the desperate Democrats to persuade Trump voters, Trump followers, Republicans, or whatever label the desperate Democrats want to give the people that voted for him and the people who will be voting for him in 2020. Mr. Ivy, what this man has been doing in the streets of America, in the flyover country, in these states that he knows are going to be critical for him to secure that electoral total of over 270 votes. So, Mr. Ivy, this morning I'm listening to CNN and Andrew Gillum, the former gubernatorial candidate in Florida who lost to a Republican. He was on CNN this morning. They were discussing the upcoming Iowa caucus next Tuesday, and they were saying that more than likely Joe Biden will not win. He may show very well. He may come in second or third, but he was saying that because of Joe Biden's strong black support in South Carolina, that no other candidate has a chance to beat Trump. But another panelist brought up the point to Andrew Gillum saying that those black supporters of Sleepy Joe Biden are all old Negroes. And the panelists told Andrew Gillum that Sleepy Joe is going to have a problem with the young vote, the young black vote, because that young black vote is going to, guess who? Crazy Uncle Bernie, the man that the Democrat Party does not want to get the nomination. So, Mr. Ivey, before I close out, my question to you is, the panelists on CNN, when they directed that question to Andrew Gillum, his response was, you cannot rely on the young black vote. Mr. Ivey, in light of the conversations that you've been having on your show this morning, mainly from Donnie B, and yes, Donnie B, it is not just you, it's a lot of black people that feel the same way. Mr. Ivey, do you think that the Democrats are starting to lose some of their young black voters? I'm not saying that they're going running to Donald Trump to vote for him, but they may end up doing exactly what the Democrats fear, which is stay home. So on that note, Mr. Ivey, thank you for giving me the time. And where's Mason Mahler? Have you been triggered this morning? Drop Squad 52, dropping science to anyone who wants to catch it.
That's a drop. Appreciate it, man. We'll rack them. To answer your question, it's too early to tell. We don't even have a Democrat nominee yet. Let's get the nominee first before we start digging too deep into what black people are going to do. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. It's too early. But we shall see. 513-873-7134. Now, if you've been calling in and haven't been able to get in, as I know a few people have, I'm not ignoring you. I've only got one phone line operating this morning. So, we'll have to wait till the person gets off the line. I am going to slide into a break, and we will be right back. This is the Nathan Ivey Show, the last honest place in Cincinnati media, and we'll be right back.
With the Bloomberg Urban Report, I'm Donna Wilson. Bishop T.D. Jakes has a new nonprofit foundation to connect people with money with people in need. The T.D. Jakes Foundation will offer job training and classes in STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. It will target working adults as well as students from underserved communities. Terrence J., the former host of BET's 106 in Park and E! News, has been hired by Hidden Empire Film Group as its new head of talent engagement for film and TV. Hidden Empire Film Group is a film and TV production company run by billionaire businessman and philanthropist Robert F. Smith and several others. And the National Portrait Gallery has placed a photo of Kobe Bryant on display. Gallery officials say the portrait of Bryant will be on display on the first floor of the museum until further notice. That's your Bloomberg Urban Report. I'm Donna Wilson.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom my. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
Nobody told me, man. Nobody told me. I'm mad at you because I know people in the audience have seen it. But, we had a guy named DB on the show. He's a local entrepreneur, and he had just opened a space called the Newport Ultra Lounge. I have yet to be there. The wifey's gone down there a couple times for some different events and always said good things. But I came across a video. It's like a week or so old. Maybe you've seen it. Of this young brother with a James Harden. This young dark-skinned brother with the James Harden beard. I think he's a promoter. I don't know the brother. And he was talking about something that happened over at the Newport Ultra Lounge. You hear about this? You see this video? It got like 13,000 views, so I know you motherfuckers have seen it. And nobody said a damn thing to me. You know I love the drama. So I'll say it again. When you see these videos out here in the world, please share them with me. Don't assume I see anything. Assume I don't see it. And help me. I mean, my radar screen can only be so large, right? It's going to see so much. Here's 2 questions for today. 1, what does the impeachment matter to you? Like, how impactful is the impeachment of Donald Trump, in particular to the African American community? Should it matter to African Americans? Does it matter, and why? We've already heard divergent points of view this morning. And don't think, well, that person said what I said. You may arrive at a different path to the same conclusion. That's what makes it fun. Again, your opinion is the currency of the show. And if you want to exercise that, 513-873-7134. Yeah, we got to deal with the coronavirus. The coronavirus. The coronavirus. We got to deal with Trump in office, Kobe and his daughter, and 7 other people died. That's an excellent point that Tracy made when she called in. And she said that, let's remember, it wasn't just Kobe and his daughter. And, because we got a big, iconic intergalactic. I say that Kobe's intergalactic. I believe there are alien species and they're fans of basketball. I mean, wouldn't they be? If you were an alien civilization looking down on Earth, wouldn't you be like, oh my God, that's dope? They love, that's some of the coolest shit we got going on, man. I'm just telling you, it's a sneaker culture and hip hop is all intertwined. I was thinking about going back and listening to Kobe. He dropped a couple of hip hop albums. Everything's about Kobe right now. Kobe. There's going to be a lot of people over the next, I'd say, decade that name their children after Kobe, or the middle name will be Kobe. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Nate? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. Glenn, what's going on?
Nate, I got to call in and get some slow fades out, man. With all due respect to Donnie, and I'm a big fan of hers, she's completely wrong. And honestly, Nate, again, with all due respect to Donnie, her attitude is the reason why Donald Trump won in those electoral college states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. First of all, let me ask you, Nate, how do you think that the impeachment hearing is affecting white America?
I don't have an answer for it.
Just surmising from your standpoint, from a media standpoint, who talks to people a lot more than anybody else in the chop shop when it comes to, political people and people in the know and people who, follow these type of trends. Because, and the reason why I asked this question, she brought up the guy that hasn't voted since he was 18. She brought up the guy that has a felony on his record, and he's worrying about things that are substantive to him. Now, first of all, my question is, why is it the fault of anybody else other than that person that he hasn't voted since he was 18 years old? And Nate, you brought this subject up, I believe, like 2 weeks ago or even last week when we were talking about things that are substantive to people that we know. You talked about Elizabeth Warren and her, if she's elected, she talks about canceling student debt. Those are things that are germane to you and I. I currently have a daughter in college. It'll be 4 years before your daughter enters college?
Correct.
I know. Your daughter's in what grade?
She's in the 10th. She's in the 9th grade. I'm sorry. She's in the 9th grade.
She's in the 9th grade. Well, my son's in the 7th grade, so he got 5 more years, 4.5 more years before he. So those things interest me. And again, if people aren't paying attention, we can't blame the Democrats for that, Nate. We can't blame the Democrats that They don't know that they've tried to pass housing bills that can help low income and working people. You know this, but I don't know if a lot of other people know that the Democrats have passed, almost 300 bills that are currently just stuck in the Senate right now in Mitch McConnell? You were absolutely right when you talked about when Black Uzbekistan called in talking about what Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats don't want to work with Donald Trump. They did pass the North American Free Trade Agreement, whatever the hell that is. They did pass the China Trade Agreement, and they still don't know what the hell that is. So it's not as if they haven't tried.
Did you say Black Uzbekistan? That's hilarious.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I mean, his call this morning was, it was embarrassing. It was absolutely, I felt sorry for him. It was like the slow kid. You know, your parents teach you, like, don't stare at slow kids or, make fun of people. That's how I felt. He honestly sat here and said, what did Donald Trump do wrong? And let me just reiterate, you're absolutely right on another point. For the longest, Nancy Pelosi held off on impeachment. But what did she say, Nate? Eventually, Donald Trump will impeach himself. And what did he do, Nate? He tried to solicit a foreign government to interfere in an American election, which caused the impeachment. So what she said was prophetic.
Yeah, he walked right into it.
Walk right into it. So, again, I'm a fan of hers, but Donnie B, you're completely wrong tonight. You're completely wrong today. And I take offense to the whole idea that there's this idea that black people aren't paying attention to the impeachment trial. And the reason why these things are important, and this takes me back, Nate, to when we were talking about Fanon Rucker and Gabe Davis and Joe Dieters and how people wanted, a prosecutor that would prosecute the black people just as much as they would prosecute the white people or vice versa. If any of this stuff had happened under Barack Obama's watch, they would have tried. They wanted to impeach the guy over Benghazi. And when Black Uzbekistan called in and talking about, they never tried to impeach Barack Obama, Nate, I got articles after articles of them wanting to impeach Barack Obama over the tan suit. They wanted to impeach Barack Obama over Benghazi. They wanted to impeach Barack Obama over DACA. Remember when czars were a bad thing? They act as if Barack Obama had brought czars into the lexicon of political debate when presidents have been using czars long before Barack Obama came into office. So again, now you know how I do, man. I'm not just going to say shit just to say shit without having some verifiable proof of what I'm saying. And I will post it off. I post like hell in the Friends of the Nathan Ivey page. All the time. Mm-hmm. These are things. I'm not just making up shit.
You do.
I'm giving people places where they can go and look and see it for themselves. And I'll even post a divergent view. So, Nate, I got to get back in, man. I've been fired up the last couple of days, man. These flows just keep coming out of me. I don't know. I told you they can't stop my fadeaway. But in the end, Nate, you know how it is. They need to get what I'm spitting, man. I'm out.
That's Mason Mahler. Rack 'em. Yeah. Donnie B got the crowd going. Glenn is not happy. He is not happy. I love it. It's the power of a strong opinion. If you want to share your thoughts, I'm here at least for the next 10 minutes. We'll see how we go at 10 a.m. I got a little bit of flexibility. 513-873-7134. Love to get your thoughts. 2 questions. One, does the impeachment of Donald Trump have an impact on the black community? Do we have a stake in this? And if so, what is our stake? And if not, why not? And then secondly, have you heard Dr. Umar Johnson? He is a person who is a fantastic orator. He is a very, very smart individual to me. And he's got some very lofty goals. I believe he's trying to start an all boys, pro, unapologetically black boys academy. People have criticized him. He has been on the Breakfast Club, which right now is the epicenter of like culture. And he gets millions and millions of views. His fans, he tours the country doing talks, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. And a lot of people, I won't call them disciples, but a lot of people like his flows, as I would put it. And there's a lot of stuff that he said that I'm 100% behind him on, a lot of it. But I don't know, this theory he has about Kobe, is that going too far? Is that going too far? His theory is that Kobe was
the
murdered.
Propeller go out on Kobe Bryant's helicopter. When is the last time you saw a propeller go out on a helicopter? I've been in helicopters. I've been on helicopters. I've been on helicopters. When is the last time you saw the propeller go out on a helicopter? And the reason they sabotaged,
So is that how it works now? If you've been on a helicopter, are you now qualified to be a forensic analysis or to give some type of forensic analysis after a crash of a helicopter? Is that how it works? Because I've been on roller coasters, but if one of them breaks down, I don't think I'd have that kind of insight. But what do you think? 513-873-7134.
When they sabotage the helicopter propeller is because when you get on a plane, and I'm not a pilot, but I have pilots as friends, you do all your system checks. You check all the systems. So if you want to sabotage an aircraft, you sabotage the propeller because that's the one place you don't check. You don't get on top of the helicopter and check the propeller. You don't get on top of...
is there a manual to this? Where is he getting this? He's speaking with such authority. So you don't get on top of the helicopter, do they? I don't know. I mean, if they don't, it makes sense they should. You might want to take a look at the propeller every time you're about to go off. I mean, I can see myself doing that. Like I said, I got a little OCD in me. So I could, if I was a helicopter pilot, I would probably check the propeller every time. But that's just me. I don't know. That's how it works. If you've ridden in a helicopter, you now can do forensic analysis.
The helicopter and check the propeller. And here's the other thing. If the fog was the reason for the crash, why didn't he crash into the mountains? Why didn't he crash into any of the physical structures? They didn't say that. They didn't say that they crashed.
So by his logic, what he's saying is that they should have crashed earlier. Like, why were they, if it was so foggy? To me, there's a lot of just leaps in logic there that without any evidence, like the idea that if there's fog, that you can somehow determine when somebody's going to crash into fog. I've never, where they do that at? Where they calculate those kind of things at? Is that a website? No, I'm being real serious. I don't think, there's a lot of leaps in logic there, and I think he's really running with this. And I'll be honest with you. I was a little bit bothered by this, although I understand the idea of building whatever you're building, and I respect his hustle, if that's the right way of putting it, and I respect his endeavor in trying to build his academy. But he in this particular video, he drops his whole, ill Kobe out of left field, theory. And then he says, hit me up on PayPal. And I'm like, for my academy. And I'm like, I'm not sure if this video is like a good promo for the academy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he riffs on a lot of different things, but I don't think he should put those two together. Like, if you're going to promote the academy, you should do that on a video when you're talking about like the plight of black boys in the public schools. Not when you're telling some outlandish fucking theory about, you think Kobe Bryant was, Harvey Weinstein or something. That's just I'm not saying that's a big bother with me, because it's not a big bother, but there's a little bit of bother with me in this particular video. But back to this.
Kobe Bryant was engaged in a legal battle with a very powerful pharmaceutical company over the use of the name Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant.
Okay, so let me Google this right now, because Google is all powerful. Oracle. The all powerful Oracle Google. And let me see. Kobe Bryant. What did he say? Let me back up here a little bit. I want to make sure I get it right. Say it again, Dr. Umar. You there?
Not to mention, Kobe Bryant was engaged in a legal battle with a big pharmaceutical company over the use of the name.
Okay, Kobe, legal, battle, and pharmaceutical. And you're going to have to help me with pharmaceutical Google. Got one contact, and there it is. Let me see what comes up. Let's see here. Kobe Bryant trying to settle Black Mamba battle with pharma company. This was written by Ryan Newman, which sounds like a pseudonym, which I got no problem with it. and posted originally on The Blast, which I've been there before. Let me read this. Kobe is trying to hash out a settlement in the battle with a pharma company over Black Mamba before heading to trial. The document reads, the parties are actively engaged in negotiations for the settlement of this matter. Kobe Inc. requests that this proceedings be suspended for 30 days to allow the parties to continue their settlement offers or efforts. Back in December, the NBA legend suffered a huge setback in the battle over Black Mamba. The United States Patent and Trademark Office denied Bryant's attempt to wrap up the battle. Bryant has been fighting the pharmaceutical company High-Tech Pharmaceuticals for years. High-Tech has been attempting to trademark Black Mamba, Hyperrush. Bryant is fighting them being able to trademark it, accusing them of ripping off his famous nickname. Hold on, let me drop it here, so you know, in a chop shop, so you can check it out for yourself, read along at home or wherever else. Hold on, John is calling in. Hold on, let me holler at John. Hey, John, what's up, man? Hey, John, you're not on the air yet, man. You're not on the air yet, but the people can't hear you. I got you up to the microphone, okay? Listen, I'm right in the middle of a flow. Let me put you on hold. I'll bring you on. Or either you can call me back in like maybe 3 minutes. Okay. Yeah, so he's no longer John in Princeton, New Jersey. I'm going to have to change that. All right. Let me post this link for you. You can check it out for yourself. Where was I? Bryant has been fighting the pharmaceutical company, blah, blah, blah. The United States Patent and Trademark Office shut down Kobe's motion for summary judgment, asking for them to void High-Tech's trademark applications. They said the case would move forward and the parties would go to trial. But they believe the evidence shows there's still much to be determined. Okay, so it sounds like that's like a real, legal battle that's going on. But for me to believe, but it opens another door, though, just logically, and help me with this. Maybe I'm off base. But so what? That doesn't prove anything. Because the legal battle's not going to die with Kobe. His wife is still there. He said, so killing Kobe is not going to stop this legal battle. His business partners, his lawyers, his business interests, that still goes on. They're not going to stop it. To believe that from Dr. Umar is kind of like believing that, we're gonna stop the terrorists by killing Soleimani. It's just not how the world works. So this might be true. He had a legal battle with some people called High-Tech Pharmaceuticals. But killing Kobe's not going to stop the legal battle. You didn't kill his lawyers. They didn't kill his wife. Don't you think that he's got with her? They know what the team. I'm sure it's Team Kobe. They on the same page. So, this might even help, Kobe actually and his wife and his business interests. Now we'll have to wait and see. But that's a very, very interesting little bit of business there. People start calling him Black Mamba. Who was the first person to call him Black Mamba? I don't know. And he ran with it. Oh, Mamba mentality, T-shirts, academy, the whole 9 yards. And he's in a legal battle with this High-Tech Pharmaceuticals because they want to do something called Black Mamba Hyperrush. Well, I wonder what Black Mamba Hyperrush is. Let me see if I can Google it. The all-knowing oracle. That is Google. So when I do that, I get Black Mamba Hyperrush. It's a fat burner. You can take these pills and it burns, starts to supercharge your metabolism. I'm looking at it right now. It's got a Mamba. Damn, I bet Kobe was like, yeah, man, I want this. So, but Black Mamba is the name of an actual animal in the animal kingdom. So how can Kobe say that he's that's like saying whale. You can never put whale in any kind of product name. It's a whale. Oh, okay, I get it. It looks cool too. Like it's got this dark look and it's electric green around it. It's the kind of stuff, man. There's a whole technology to the colors and everything. They put these bottles, these pill bottles on the outside of it. Makes you want to pick it up. So no wonder Kobe had a problem with it. They're pushing pills out here. under the Black Mamba banner. But something tells me that the legal battle will continue through his widow and his children. You know what I'm saying? If they killed his wife, it probably would continue. I'm sure Kobe was a smart guy and he's got a plan. And what about his partners? So I just don't believe that. I think that Dr. Umar was like, you know what, let me do a promo video for my academy. And he ran with it. That's what I think. But as I've said, sorry about that. As I've said, I got John on the line. Hold on, John. John, he's been so patient. John's down in Florida now. I can't wait to catch up. This is the first conversation we're having since he's been in Florida. John, how you doing, man?
Okay. How are you, Mr. Nathan Ivey?
I'm doing great. You're live on the air, man. Everybody can hear you.
Yes. How's everything going up there in the northern states where it's nice and cold? It's sitting about 74 degrees. You got a little feedback coming from someplace.
Oh, do you?
Where it's coming.
Okay. Let me handle that. How about that?
Yes, that's better. Thank you. Wow.
But I need you to talk up.
So,
I need you. And if I'm on speaker, please take me off because it will degrade the audio quality.
No, I don't have you on speaker.
Okay. Just got that Obama phone, huh? Okay, it's all good.
Yeah. It's my sunny skies, sitting about 72 degrees right now. The temperature's probably going to go up to about 78, 77. But nice and warm, and no jackets, no nothing. I'm headed over to Best Buy to pick me up 2 TVs so I can make sure I tune in for the Super Bowl game. Got a little feedback.
Yeah, I'm getting a little feedback too. I'll tell you what, John, hang up and call me back, man. Maybe we can reset your phone or reset the connection. It's just not a really good connection. I don't think people can really hear you.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you clearly, but it's just feedback.
Yeah. No, I can hear you, but I don't think that the people can hear you. So just hang up and call me right back, John, please.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate John. Y'all be hating on John. I appreciate John. He's a Nathan Ivey supporter. I'm very, very transparent about that. Pat writes, good morning. Clue Magic's in the house. He writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Here's John. Good morning, John.
Okay. How's that?
We'll see.
Yeah, okay. Well, good morning. How's everybody doing there in nice, cold northern states? And I'm down here in sunny Florida. I won't say where. Too many enemies out there. We don't want them tracking me down. Anyway,
enemies?
How are you today, sir?
Oh, wait, enemies? John, what do you do? You got people who want to track you down? Is that why you moved from New Jersey?
Wait till that book come out. Oh, it'll be a bestseller. You never know. Enemies are everywhere.
Oh, dear Lord. John, don't get yourself in trouble, man.
No, I don't think so. Well, what I'm going to publish is, and I won't mention the names at this point, what I'm going to publish is public information. I just put my own spin on it, that's all. So not too much what other writers do when they put spin on going after certain people that do the black community wrong, but I'll leave it like that. I don't want to tip the hand of what's coming out in the book. But anyway, as I was listening to you this morning, one of your callers, maybe about a half an hour ago, she talked about the disturbing situation with the voting situation, and sounds like she's not happy with Biden or Bernie, and I'm in full agreement with what she's saying. I think the only best candidate that's going to hold up and go after the Trumpster is Elizabeth Warren. You know, I've been behind her since last year, and I will continue. But I'm going to hold her feet to the fire because, as I've stated many times, my focus is reparation. And if she's the candidate, or whoever the candidate is, we have to hit them with reparation now. We're not begging, we're demanding reparation. There are plenty of groups across the country, a black organization, that's pushing for reparation, and they're not begging with their hands out. They're demanding reparation, or some of the black community will stay home if we get lip service like Kamala Harris or Cory Booker with more studies. Go to hell. We'll deal with them at another day.
He said go to hell?
Yeah, they're going to be lapdogs. Whoever the main candidate's going to be, they're going to be lapdogs. I'm not going to put my just like Sharpton. I'm going to hold up. I'm going to wait and see who the candidates be, and they'll be invited into our community and prostituting themselves for our vote. But the problem with the black community over decades is we give away the black vote, and you don't demand on what you want. Everybody else outside the black community get what they want. But black people, let's just go take their votes and we won't have to deal with them for 4 more years. They'll fall in line. Well, this election, that's not going to happen. And let me remind the public and choppers, remember 2016? 40 to 60% of the American people stayed home. Okay, they didn't like Hillary. They didn't like that idiot Trumpster. Oh, yeah, we didn't know about the stealing of the votes and hacking and a lot of other mess that Trump was doing. And I knew that because I knew it was going to be very close. Yes, John from Princeton did not vote because I saw the corruption coming down the road. And once again, black people did not demand on what they wanted. So we don't have to rehash that stuff because I think if this continues, we're going to see a repeat of 2016. Trump's going to play dirty. He's putting the spin on everything. And, well, let's see. We still have a long ways to go, but like your caller indicated, that this is going to be a repeat. He's going to put spin on things. And if the Democrats don't have their act together, it's a possibility. And I'm in full agreement with her. He may walk right back into the White House. Your comment, sir.
My comment is that people who don't know you might mistake you as a voter. They might think you vote in these elections, John. That's the only comment I have. Somebody says, are you in witness protection?
No, I'm not in witness protection, but when the book comes out, you'll hear about John from, AKA former Princeton. Now he's in Florida. You'll hear about his life from childhood to now, and you'll see why I'm being very coy with giving out information until the book comes out. So, no, I'm not in witness protection. Whoever that person that's sending you a text message.
Okay. All right. Well, John, I'm glad you settled in, man. And I'll talk with you soon.
Settled in, unpack, and constantly still unpacking and throwing away things. But I need a whole week, finish up this week, and then I'm going to finish up next week to relax, get back to the gym. I got to get my workouts in. It's that. So, man, we'll get there. Everything is fine. And sunny Florida's with those hot Latinos. Oh, my God. Okay. Have a nice day.
Take it easy. That's John. He said the hot Latinas. Oh, boy. All that toxic masculinity. Oh, okay. Emma. Okay. Thank you, Clue. Appreciate that. Oh, man. Again, if you send me text messages on the show, normally I don't even see them until after the show. Let me see here. Especially because, oh, dear. I don't want that to happen. All right. Clue Magic writes, Pedro went off on DB. Yeah, he did. I watched the whole video because I'm like, damn, should I know about this? Pedro went off on a couple of black bar owners. He went in. And if what he said was true, I can understand why. It's like, I wasn't there. I can't speak on it. But if it went down the way he said, and I don't have a reason. I don't think that I don't know that brother, but I don't think he would put a video up and show that kind of passion and be that upset if it wasn't something that really went down. You know what I'm saying? And then I saw somebody else posted like, black businesses got to do better. We got to do better for our customers. And for sure. Let's talk a little local politics before we roll out of here. Let me see what my time's looking like. Oh, we over 2 hours. Okay, maybe one more topic because we'll follow this topic to its conclusion. Now local media is wondering, I'm looking at an article that was posted earlier this morning, written by Scott Wortman. Who is Bobby Hilton? ? civil rights leader to take a key behind-the-scenes role in county government. And I saw the images. Bishop Bobby Hilton was sworn in and by the other Hamilton County commissioners to be the chief of staff for Stephanie Dumas. And the Inquirer wants to know why. And apparently they even put some quotes here. I love how they only put the quotes from 700. Like, there's other media channels that for which, reflect how, elements of the community feel on this. And whenever they write anything about Bishop Bobby Hilton, they always talk about the fact that he bought a $2 million home back in 2003. The former Reds player and Hall of Famer Barry Larkin. Like every time there's an article about him, they put that in there. Why do you think that is? Like, how is this germane to him being a county commissioner, chief of staff? They're talking about the square footage of his house and how many bedrooms and bathrooms. Why is that even in this story? What does that have to do with him being Stephanie Dumas Summerall's new chief of staff? Nothing at all. I don't think so. How in the hell is he qualified? Apparently, that's what Willie Cunningham said. He's a white male Republican. And they also got a quote in here from the Hamilton County GOP chairman, Alex Triantafilou. Quote, "It's purely a political hire." Well, we know that. That's not cynical. That is what it is. I think we all pretty much well know that one. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hello. Good morning. All right. They don't want to talk. Man, I get so many robocalls now. They even try to get fancy with these robocalls, right? Where the other day, and it literally was the other day, I got a robocall, hello, and then there's like a little, I don't know, a little bit of a sound, a little bit of a pause there, a little inhuman pause, and then the computer that's calling me is set up to respond to some general questions. Because typically somebody call you and you're like, is this a robocall? And it'll just click. It'll hang up. But now the robocall will respond to you like, yes, this is not a robocall. I'm like, wait a minute. What state are you in? See, that's how I got him. What state are you in? Then it hung up on me. But if you ask some really general, like, people ask these questions all the time, man, they got robocalls that will now respond to you. They'll go like 2 or 3 questions in. But if you ask it like something that only a human could respond to, like, what's the weather today? It might even tell you, actually. Maybe the weather's a bad one because, that's easy to get. You can get weather on your damn watch. But just watch it, man. You might be getting an influx of robocalls. I am as well. I thought I had like a block on my phone. Mofos calling me for all kind of reasons. Non-political reasons, like trying to sell me stuff. But back to this. So I wish Bishop Bobby Hilton the best in his new endeavor. And but I'm hoping for some fireworks. I'll be honest with you. Can I be real with you? As a member of the media, I'm hoping to go down there and start some shit. I really do. I hope he does. I don't think he will, though. And again, I ask, I'm sure there were a lot of people that she could have chose to be her chief of staff. Perhaps, why would she choose a local civil rights leader? I mean, think about that. You could have got a lot of people. And from what I read in the article, Bishop Bobby Hilton says he's going to step away from the church. Now, could this be the ramp for Bobby Hilton to run for city council? Think about it. Could happen. I can see it. I can see it, but can I dig it? I don't know. Black Russia writes, fact snaker, name a win he's achieved as named president. This the same guy who told tickets for people to, instead of meet Al Sharpton, had Al Sharpton on Skype. It's a joke. Dumas will be a one-term commissioner. The vice mayor, if he runs for commish in 2022, will destroy Dumas. If Christopher Smitherman runs against her, will he destroy her? Well, let's just say I think that if he ran for commissioner, he could run very strongly. He can run very, very strongly. That would make sense on some levels. But you know what? Stephanie Dumas Somerville has 2 years to either establish or reestablish herself with the voters. You know what I'm saying? She's got some runway to still tell her story, to create her narrative. So the story's not out yet about Stephanie Dumas. And who knows? I mean, we're kind of have some fun with a little bit with Bobby Hilton, but he may be the kind of stability that she needs. Who knows? We don't know yet. But I did think it was very odd. Like, of all the people in the city and or the county, you're going to get the head of NAN, the leader of the Word of Deliverance Church, a man who has his hands in a lot of stuff in the city of Cincinnati. You don't do that because you're looking for somebody that's going to be efficient and, run your office. To me, you do that because some shit's going on and you need some backup. Call your people in them. Have them come down here. In the article, he writes, or he is, this quote is attributed to him. He says, Dumas says, I chose the best person for the job. How did he become high profile? By doing things in the community. That's how he was chosen. Is that right? She chose the best person for the job. Well, it depends on what the job is. Right? And she's the person who would determine what the job is, so I guess so. Some people are making an issue out of the salary he's going to make. He's going to make about $60-something thousand. That's going to be taxpayer funded. So now we're going to pay for Bishop Bobby Hilton's, who don't need the money, by the way, I'm sure. We're going to pay for him to be the chief of staff. Well, this is how it goes. I mean, this is how it goes. I mean, you're elected to be a commissioner. You can decide who's going to be your chief of staff and who's going to be on your staff. That's just how it rolls. It is what it is. Hilton responded, it was a request. I considered it. I prayed about it. I thought it was a great opportunity for me to enter at this moment. A great opportunity. That's what makes me think this might be a ramp for future political endeavors. And I can see it. There's people saying that Bishop Hilton hasn't really done anything. He has no wins. Well, I don't know. I'm sure he does. He might have done some stuff we don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll have to have Target on to connect with your daughter at Drop. I don't do Twitter yet. Okay, I think that was an inside community conversation I just had. Cam writes, Bishop Bobby Cincinnati's Black Boule. Is that right? Clue writes, John sounds like he might catch a case down there. He does, don't he? Pat writes, John is a horny toad, LOL. Tracy writes, hot Latinas, get it, sugar daddy. Yeah, you know that John's a sugar daddy. You could tell that. And like I said, when I met John, he's like that, man. I had to keep him off Yvette Simpson. I fully believe that John came, remember Yvette Simpson ran for mayor, right? He came to Cincinnati thinking he was going to hook up with Yvette. I really believe that. John thought he was going to charm the pants off of her. That's what he thought. And I don't think it happened that way. And, John was taking creepy pictures of her. Yeah, he had some creepy pictures, man. I mean, nothing like inappropriate, just like him with like all these pictures of Yvette Simpson at her party. I've said this before. I'll say it again. He ain't embarrassed. He don't care. John he got his feet up, man. He got a hot Latina in his sights. He don't give a damn about what I'm saying in Cincinnati, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm like, man, just come with me, man. Leave her alone. God. And now I left him there. I did leave him at the party. I figured there was a lot of people there and Yvette would be okay. And she was. She was okay. I don't think John knew she had a fiance or something like that. Or standards or something. John thought he was going to come up here, pop some shit to Yvette, and sweep her off her feet. That's what he thought was going to happen. I swear to God. Mike Jones writes, John got $40 and a smile. Black Russia writes, Bobby Hilton lives in Amberley Village in a $2 million house. Dude don't want to move out that pad to run for council. Well, who says he has to? Mike Jones writes, I love Yvette Simpson, but I know that white dude ain't handling that right, LOL. See, there you go. He might be. He might be. Hopefully Yvette is not listening. Mike Jones says, so the Inquirer hate on another black man, go figure. Yeah, I just felt like the whole thing about where he lives and how much money he's making. I guess they're saying that, I guess the point they're making is that they talked about him getting 60. I guess it's relevant in this way the more I think about it, but I think it's a stretch. But listen, if you're getting a new job that's county or taxpayer funded, I think it's completely legitimate for the media to report on your salary because we're paying for it. And then once they do that, it opens the door for a juxtaposition on your lifestyle. So I think they're trying to say like, well, it's a questionable hire from someone who's going to be getting $67,635 a year from the taxpayers in Hamilton County. But yet, apparently, he's living in a $2 million former Barry Larkin house. So they're trying to make that. Maybe they're trying to, that's got to be the only nail that they can hang that on. To me, it just sounds like you're trying to put a target on him. Get straight to the point. Sounds like you're trying to put a target on him. Like, who's this uppity Negro? You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like. And you know, I've shared with you my issues with Bishop Bobby Hilton. But in this case, I just feel like, you know, it is what it is. It's media. It's a fair thing, I guess. It just feels like, But again, $67,000 a year working for the county. And apparently a chief of staff is supposed to, like, show up at events when she's not there and, you know, meet with constituents and, you know, what else is he supposed to do? Like, set meetings and things like that. Now, who else is on her staff? He's the chief of staff. Is there a staff? How many people is on her staff? And they'll be reporting to Bishop Bobby Hilton, but I'm sure he's a man he's got experience telling people what to do. I'm sorry, managing people. So I'm sure he'll be fine. And listen, when things get low, when you need to pick me up, we need somebody to just, I don't know, break the ice with a little bit of singing and dancing. And he's got the hits. God did that thing. You can find it on YouTube. You know I'm about to play this shit. So just get ready. Will we get an impromptu gospel concert down at the Hamilton County Board of Commissioners?
I was in need of a breakthrough.
Sing it.
Running out of time and I didn't know what to do.
Running out of time. Man, it's going to be a lot of fun down there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lots of fun. I know I'm going to hell, but see, I'm okay with it. I'm perfectly fine with it. And I'll see many of you when I get there. We'll be in hell together. I'll be rocking a mic. Gotta live in Cincinnati to run for council, Nate. If he rents a jump off an apartment just to run for council would be a bad look. Agreed. I was purely speculating. I have no information. The one information I want to leave you with as we roll out of here is that there are symptoms of the coronavirus. I'm sorry, the coronavirus. I'm just trying to find a better name for it. In my head, I want it to be the coronavirus, right? But it's really the coronavirus. And one of them is tiredness. The other is a sore throat. So how are you supposed to ascertain whether you got the flu or you picked up you picked up the flu from your grocery store? The nastiest place in the damn grocery store is everybody touching this. I don't know. I just don't see them wiping it down enough with disinfectant or anything. So as all OCD people do, I bring my own. Got to bring your own disinfectants. But oh my God. It's gonna be great down the Hamilton County Commissioners. It is gonna be. Tony writes, money did that thing. Money did that thing. Cam writes, Naker, please. Will somebody just put that shit on a t-shirt, please? Let's go ahead and do it. Drop Squad writes, where's April Ryan and Angela Rye? Leave April Ryan alone. Angela Rye is still licking her wounds. I think she broke up with her boo or something. Her comment broke up. Mike Jones is hilarious. Why do they? You are wrong. You're wrong for that, man. Listen, have an excellent day. Thank you for being here. And I'll catch up with you real soon. And no, we're not going to go out of the show listening to God Did That Thing. We're not going to do that. Thank you very much for being here. I'll be back with you bright and early tomorrow morning. All right. Have an excellent day, an excellent Wednesday. Go out and win today. Go out and win today. Don't let these mofos get you down. At least there's one place in the world where people got some damn sense. It's us. We are them. All right. The time is now. Have a great day. And I'll talk real soon with you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.